Hello, friends. It tells me we are live. I'm going to go over here to the comment section. If someone can either give me a thumbs up emoji or say live. I don't have a second device today that I'm watching to keep track on. It was kind of a crazy morning for me this morning. Oh, it shows we're live. It shows there's people watching. So we'll go ahead and get started. Hello, I'm Angela. I'm the Inquisitive Farm Wife, and I'm so excited to be with you today. Okay, thank you, Cerise. I've got coffee going too. So I've started out these Saturday sit and chats the same way every time I get on here. I say good morning. I tell you now is the time for you to be able to go grab yourself hot tea, hot coffee, whatever you need. I've got about a 3-minute video. It changes just a little bit each week. So I do like if you take the time to watch it if you're here anyway. It also gives the algorithm a chance to make sure that everybody sees that we are live. So I'm going to ask that you please go ahead, give this a thumbs up, share it out on all your socials, get people involved. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. Everyone, welcome. I'm so excited to chat with you. I'm going to put the most updated video up for you now. So you've got just over 3 minutes to go grab yourself breakfast, a snack, hot tea, coffee, whatever be you. And then we'll be back to discuss this week's videos. Okay, guys, my goodness. First of all, can you believe it's March 1st? Wow, wow, wow. Unreal. This month went by so fast for me. It was crazy. You know, February is only a couple days shorter than a typical month, but it always just goes by so fast. I think it's because the weather, you never know. You can get really, really cold days. It could be horrible, miserable. You're so tired of winter. But then you get some nice days. Usually in February, I can start trimming my fruit trees and doing all that stuff, and wasn't able to this year. I'm on my second round of this crud, whatever you want to call it. So bear with me as we get through today and future videos in this next month. I'm sure I'll have some more sinusy ones, but I love you all for sticking with me and understanding through all of it. Oh, Miss Ellie, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. She says, I got to remember to pop this up for people watching the replay because I can't always see the comments. It takes a while. She's waiting for her freeze dryer to arrive. It comes on the 5th. I am so excited for you. Welcome to the freeze drying community. This is exciting. Let's see. I'm going to see if I'm missing any comments. Oh, first, I'm going to take this off the bottom. I've already asked you guys to share it out. There's no need to have that constantly going and bothering us. I'm going to try to go to the top and see if I can't pin a comment here. It's not letting me pin this. I'm going to try. I will definitely put a star on it. Maybe it's because it wasn't. There we go. No. I'm not sure. All right. Well, I'll just star these comments. So if anyone has a freeze dryer, I always suggest getting this book. So I'm going to star that. And I bet in order to be able to pin it, maybe I have to go in a different way. Let's see if it'll let me do it from my phone. So I want you guys to be able to have that link. Let's see if it'll let me. Y'all are so good about making comments. Okay, it will let me on my phone. So bear with me just a second because I want to be able to. There we go. I pinned it to the top. So if you are wanting information about Harvest Right in any way, whether you're wanting the freeze dryer, whether you've got questions, whether you're wanting accessories, I have now pinned that comment to the top. I realize I have not been a very good salesperson this month. I'm just so excited just to share information, but I forget the part about, making sure that you know that I am an affiliate with Harvest Right, and then if you buy from me, I like to share a gift with you. And I actually have someone who recently did that, and I am waiting on all that paperwork to go through, and then the gift will be on the way. So I've got to get back in with my emails and get back with you, but that should happen, if not this afternoon, definitely by next week. So I'm super excited about that. Who all do we have? Lots and lots of people. And I am by myself today. My special guest, it didn't work out. I had a couple different people in mind, a couple different ways I was going to go with this, and it did not work out for that to happen. And so it's just me writing solo here today. So all caps, please. If you have a question for me, that's probably the best way that I'll find it. I'm glad you like the book. I'm so glad that you like the book, Carol. Okay, I think I've gotten through the comments so far, and they were mostly just hellos and highs. And I'm so glad that you guys have these little side chats while I keep things going in with our conversation here. So I'm so glad that you guys do that. And I apologize if I ever miss you. I don't have the farmer here today to pop up questions for me. So again, put them in all caps, please. Does everybody have their coffee? I have the very last cup of the day. And so I am ready to talk about the ending of freeze-dried February. It was quite the week. So let's just dive right on into it, because today's sit and chat is to go over, well, you know what? Let's see. First, let's go over I need to share screen. And there we go. I'm getting smarter about this, guys. So this is the best way I know how to do it. I'm sorry. I wish I was a little bit better on it. Let's see what this does. This will work. We'll try this time. This week's fun fact, the final fun fact was basically, can you freeze dry food at home? I'm going to switch that up so that I can actually read it to you all, because I was told that some people during the replays and stuff wanted me to talk a little bit more and explain things. So yes, home freeze drying is possible with specialized equipment called freeze dryers. Okay, in this year's collaboration, we've gotten to see 3, I believe, brands. We've seen Blue Alpine. We've seen not the box. I think we've seen 3 or 4 different brands. And of course, Harvest Right is our sponsor. It's probably the most well-known name that I know. So there are several companies out there. I want to let that be known. These machines can be expensive and require a bit of knowledge to operate correctly. Honestly, I think from what I've seen from all the companies, the at-home freeze dryers are pretty basic. I think they pretty much just tell you what to do step by step. Now, maybe some of those pharmaceutical ones and stuff are a little more difficult. I don't know. I don't have one of those, but I think they're pretty, honestly, they're pretty easy. They allow you to freeze dry your own food for storage. There's also companies that offer freeze drying services for home users. We don't have any locally, but I think individuals are starting to do that. I've actually had people request that I do that. I haven't gotten into it yet. I believe there would probably be some regulations to that. I'm not sure. And where you can send your food in to be processed. So there must be some big companies out there that offer that service. I don't know. If anyone does know, make sure that you put it in the comments there so the rest of us can be up and up on that. Okay. We will get to this. I promise we will get to that when we go over my video for the week. Okay. Will that work? So stay tuned. We'll get to that. See if there was any other questions while I was going over the tidbit. I know people, it is an investment, but just like any other tool that you use, remember it also is an investment, just like, a good mixer, or, whether or not you use Snap-on or Milwaukee tools, or, everything has always got an investment. And look at it as something that you're going to be using over time. For like your canner, when you buy a canner, you don't buy it to use it for just the one season, right? You plan on that being an investment, just like your jars for storage, whether it be for dry goods or for actual water bath canning or whatever. You need to look at this and kind of depreciate it out over a long term, 5, 10, however many years you think that you want to get out of it. I have had mine for, maybe 4 years. And I've had a couple of issues that have been able to be fixed, just like any other equipment, usually can be repaired. And so just look at it maybe as a long-term investment versus the short term, because I know that immediate dollar sign is so hard to comprehend. But I'm telling you, if you look at it a little bit differently, it doesn't seem so bad. And I love this, Carol. A better investment than having to buy a new stand-up freezer. Okay, so yeah, they're not cheap either. And I have freezers and I freeze stuff and I use my freezers for my freeze dryer. But if you have, and all of a sudden, your freezer goes out, you don't have a choice. You've got to go buy a new one or find a way to preserve your food, right? So at least a freeze dryer, they do have like layaway plans. I think most companies will work with you on that. I can't say for sure. The only one I personally have worked with is Harvest Right. But yeah. What type of problems with the machine is most common? That's a really good question. A lot of times from what I've seen, I can't say for sure because I don't know what problems everyone's had, but a lot of times you'll see an error with like the vacuum seal, and sometimes you just need to replace a valve. Sometimes you just need to do something as simple as updating the version that you have. I had that was one of my issues one time, a valve. And then there was some other thing where the heating mats were heating oddly. And my husband looked it up. And instead of having to buy a whole new motherboard element, which I thought we were going to have to do, he found that there was this secret little button that you could push. And that's all it took. And it cost us nothing but time to research. There are some amazing people out there that have put out videos on repairs and things like that. I'm sorry, I'm keeping my phone on just in case one of our guests would decide. Oh, hold on. I actually am in the house today. I thought I would have to go out to the farm stand for the video. The mail person just delivered, and so the dogs thought they had to say hello. Carol says, for me, the most common has been the vacuum seal. I made an extra gasket backer with a product called backer board, which is like a skinny pool noodle. Very interesting. I've not heard of that fix. That is so cool. For me, let's see now. Does the freeze dryer need to be plugged in between uses? Nope. Have found sometimes it's just the round seal needs pulled out. Yeah, that can happen too. Usually a lot of times it's just a quick fix. So your door can get a little wonky and your seal could get off. And so, yeah, if you pull that seal towards you and then push the door shut, then that a lot of times 100% won't fix it. A lot of times it is, you think, oh no, and it's not as big of a deal as you think, honestly. Okay, remember all caps if you want to grab my attention. I think we're going to start working towards going through the videos this week. Can't take credit. I found the fix on YouTube. See, I'm telling you, there is so much knowledge out there. And I have had some of the people that were in the collab this year have been in it every single year. And then I try to always get a few new ones too, because there's always so much great information and different styles and reasons why. I love it. I absolutely love it. Pardon me. All right, let's share screen here. And we'll start talking about the playlist. There we go. I'm going to get this up just as big as I can. Let's do it a little bit different today. We will go to the first video of this week is on the 22nd, which was actually on Saturday. It was after we had our live last week, and it was Keeping It Real with Marilyn and Steve. And it was about making and using freeze-dried meals. And I thought that was really, really cool. So if you guys watch this video and you have comments or questions on it, start putting in there your favorite stuff, because, just because I took away these 3 things doesn't mean it's the same as what you guys all took away either. So go ahead and start putting that in there. What I thought was really neat is they gave some meatless options, but it was still a high protein meal. And I thought that was really good because I know there are some really people that were requesting that. So I thought it was super awesome that they had done that. I'll acknowledge here Stephanie, and I think I probably said that wrong. I have to thank you so much for the collab this year. It's been informative and helpful. I'm so glad to hear that. That is the biggest reason why I wanted to do that, is just to get information out there and share different views of freeze drying. And yes, so Charisse, that is, let's see, my second thing I was actually that was my takeaway was a different way, they had unique sealing methods. And one of them was to use the brake bleeder. And it is super smart because it's super inexpensive too. So I thought that was really fun. And then the third thing I have written down was tips on, the date before the sealing. So you can see actually in this picture, what he's doing is he's writing the date and what's in the bag before he actually seals it up, because from experience, I know that when you write it on afterwards, sometimes it's really weird. But if you want to write it on afterwards, what I suggest is maybe putting a big space on top for the seal and then writing it on top there where it would be nice and flat. Let's see. How do you know how long to freeze dry different foods? It's just kind of trial and error, but usually the machine is really good at telling you when it's ready. And some people will weigh the trays, some people will check temperatures on the trays. There's different ways to actually know when it's done. One big meal, one time per week to freeze dry a year's worth of food. Yeah, I thought that was a really good thing about this video too. It really was smart how they were able to make the best bang for their time, because our time is precious, guys. And so if you're already at the stove, you might as well make a super, super big batch. I am so glad that you made it, Thrifty Monkey. Yay. Oh, and the last video where she put in her seasoning. Yeah, that was good too. Oh, I think you're talking about Mountain Grandma. Yeah, we'll get to that one in a little bit. Let me go back to my screen share here, and we'll go to, what was the next video? Pardon me, guys. I hate that I have this cold.
Hey there, folks.
Okay, so the next video we were supposed to have a video on the 23rd. If you were here during the little 3-minute video, you saw the little sad-faced puppy dog where we did not get a video on the 23rd. And I want to apologize for that. The content creator was not able to get the video uploaded correctly or something along those lines. And at the very end of today's live, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. I usually have a backup video, and I had planned to do one, and I just wasn't able to. I just wasn't able to get it done. So that day there just wasn't a video that day. So I apologize for that. But it just kind of happens. So then on the 24th, we weren't disappointed because 2 guys in a cooler brought us making fruit powders. So go ahead and start typing in your takes from that video. Pardon me, guys. It's going to be one of those days. I liked the fact that he talked about to get a better powder rather than just, freeze drying, say, strawberries and putting them half whole, quartered, whatever, on your tray, to go ahead and puree them first. To me, that was mind-blowing because I always have kind of just done things individually and then just powdered them up. But think about it when you do your broth and your eggs and your milk and things like that, your liquid stuff, when you go to powder them, it is so much easier. And so I was just really, really mind blown by that. Yes, Miss Ellie. There were several comments in his comments, people talking about how he was able to keep the color and it looked so nice. Yes, so cool, right? Kool-Aid replacement. Thrifty Monkey, I liked that he showed various types of freeze dryers. Yes, and me too, because he could show whoever you are out there watching how your machine would work and how it would turn out. I thought that was really cool. And he talked about how he has a business, and so he uses different ones, and I thought that was super cool. Stephanie, we take the parsley stems and powder, so much wonderful flavor. I love this because I'm a no-waste kitchen here. I absolutely love that. Really appreciated the concentrated flavor when freeze drying fruit. Yes. Powderings are great. Suggestion. Evenly drying. Yes, it is a great idea for dehydrating products as well, except I'm afraid that if you pureed it first, it might be fruit leather instead of being able to powder it. I'm not sure. Yeah, that was really cool that he included that. So I also took about limited storage, instead of doing the fruit whole, half quartered, whatever. It is so much more condensed when it's a powder. And then he demoed different tools that you could use to help you when packaging and different things. But yeah, you guys came up some really, really good ones. Thank you for helping me out on that, because it was kind of a learning video, I think, in multiple ways. So I loved that. And then our next video was on the 25th from Pike Creek Farm. And here, hold on. Let's go back to Carol. For dehydrating, you can use the same approach, but keep your layers very thin. Very good to know. And you probably just kind of keep drying it then after the leather phase. I'm assuming that would work. Yep, there she goes. She answered it for us. Then you can make a powder out of fruit leather. Awesome. Thank you so much for explaining that to all of us. See, we can learn so much from each other. I love it. I love it. So back to Pike Creek Farm. She took freeze-dried milk that she had purchased from, I believe it was Thrive or some company. She uses Amazon, some, and Thrive in different places. But she did the powdered milk. So we had a video previously in the month that explained the difference between powdered milk and instant milk. And so basically she's using, I think, what would be like an instant milk. And she turned it into sweetened condensed milk, which I was like, what? Say what? I mean, think about it in situations where you get snowed in or whatever. And you want, or like she was saying, she wants to make a cookie recipe, but she doesn't have any. She doesn't want to go to the store, but she's got this milk. And how quickly she was able to make it and use it. It didn't even have to sit overnight or anything like that to thicken or anything like that. And I was just like, genius. If you don't have milk in the house or milk is in shortage, but you have all this powder, boom, there you go. And so the 3 things I took from that is that you can also just make evaporated milk. You don't have to add the sugar, and then you have evaporated milk. If you guys haven't already, start putting your comments on what you thought about this video and what your takes were, because, I love getting this conversation going and talking about, you guys might have seen something totally different than I saw. I love that she talked about being able to use it in recipes instantly. I think I talked about that. And then she showed us a recipe, and she actually made a couple different kinds of coffee creamers. And I love coffee creamer. I was just blown away by that, because I've got a bunch of powdered goat's milk, and I like it okay. But, goat's milk after so many days kind of takes on a different flavor. But if you add sugar to it, it's really good. It's fine. So I'm thinking, ooh, I could turn it into sweetened condensed milk. Very excited about this. Oh, yeah. And then you loved how you could take the recipe and switch it out with oat milk. That is a good idea too. Yeah. Exactly. You love the way that she took basic staples and made a new product. Exactly. I love that. Perfect wording. And yeah, it's nice to show that you don't have to have your own freeze dryer or freeze dry every single ingredient yourself. Exactly. So she talked about incorporating, she had both the fresh cream or milk and powdered. So yeah, that was really good. Seldom seen acres. Absolutely, you can freeze dry raw milk. I do it every single year. I do it especially with my goat's milk, because that's what I seem to always have excess of. But I have done whey and buttermilk from my cows, and I've had really good luck with it. And I suggest anyone do it. If you want to keep some of those raw benefits, I suggest that you turn down the temperature on your machine, and then you can keep some of those things that you want to have. Same like with herbs, you turn it down a little bit, and maybe like your kimchi or whatever, I would suggest just turning down the temperature. Uh-oh. Emily ran out of store-bought coffee creamer this morning and plans on making her own today. You go. Let me know what kind you make. If you're going to make a French vanilla, or do you have some fancy kind? I kind of like the different flavors. I like caramel a lot. Okay. Trickle down McGraw if I haven't used you. Oh, okay. It's okay. That's all right. You're the only one. We're glad that you are here. And the thing this year is I was able to include all social medias in this event and giveaway. So I'm excited that I was able to do that. Does freeze drying raw milk clear out viruses, etc.? I'm not quite sure how to answer that one. Clear out viruses. Are you talking about, does it pasteurize it? Is that what you're asking? To pasteurize it, you would need to do that before you freeze dry it. Ooh, I love French vanilla. That one's a good one too. Oh yeah, you can freeze dry your own kefir. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's move on to the 26th. And that was Gooseberry Bridge Farm. And she had a big long video for us, it seemed, but it was only about 15 minutes long. It was just packed full of tons of information. So if anyone wants to start putting comments on what you got from that video, now would be a good time for that. I'm going to give you my... Actually, I want to address these questions and give you a chance to work on that. Bird flu. Yeah, that's not a question that I'm probably able to answer. I don't know that there's bird flu in milk. I don't know. How does it work to freeze dry lactose-free milk? It would be fine. It would perfectly fine. The only times you're going to have trouble with anything is that when they add sugar to it. So like if you get soy milk and it is sweetened, you're going to want to be very cautious about that because they've added a bunch of extra sugar, and sugar in freeze dryers expands and explodes. So you'd either have to do it on a super thin layer or get the kind that's unsweetened. I hope that answers that. Miss Ellie. So if I win the freeze dryer and just ordered and received it, will they credit me? Absolutely. Absolutely. And at the very, very top of the chat, guys, there is my link to Harvest Right, where you can get all the information on the different kinds of freeze dryers they have, what kind of deals they have going on right now. And absolutely, anyone who orders it, and if you win tonight, then your freeze dryer will be free, or you get 2 freeze dryers, up to you. And remind me again later, Miss Ellie, and we'll chat about that towards the end. Okay, I'm going to scroll here and talk about the comments we have on Dream Pantry. Beautiful pantry. Love her pantry. She does have an extensive pantry, Thrifty Monkey. Lots of tips about how she uses things. Wish I had that much of a basement for that nice pantry. Doris, thank you. Yeah, freezing does not kill viruses. That's why I was wondering exactly. I mean, it would be no different than if you stuck something in the freezer. Would you expect that to happen? I think you need to Pasteurized, I think, is what you're wanting to do. Yeah, A2 milk freeze dries. Absolutely. I have A1, A2 cows, A2 cows, goats. Yeah. None of that would matter. I like the variety of preservation methods displayed. Awesome. So mine off of Gooseberry Bridge Farm was personal favorites. I loved getting to see the things that they really liked, that their family enjoyed. It seems like everybody's just a little bit different on any kind of food or preservation method. And it was really fun to take a look into theirs. I really liked the rehydrating tips that she gave. So she talked about different foods will need different times to rehydrate and different temperatures. So some of them you want to use room temperature water, some hot. For example, I don't remember if she talked about this, but I learned when rehydrating eggs, don't use hot water. That could cook your egg, and you don't want that. If you're wanting to make scrambled eggs, you need raw eggs. So you take room temperature or cool water to rehydrate your eggs before you cook them. So I thought that was really good of her. And then organization. She was super organized in how she had everything. And people always want to know, how do I store this stuff? What do I do with it? And she gave us a live tour that was really nice to be able to see the ways that worked for her. So I enjoyed that. Thrifty Monkey says, yes, the times and heats of water will be helpful. For sure, for sure. Oh, I know. I got that part too, Carol, how she had to put the fruits on the top shelf to slow the kids down because they'll eat too much and then they'll get dehydrated and they won't realize what's happening. And then you could have some bodily distress if you're not staying hydrated. And so that it's real with kids. You do have to explain to them, that, this is a serving of this. And as much as we like it, we need to make sure we're drinking water with it or whatever. Let's see. And then on the 27th, we had we had a new person, Michelle's Large Family Living. She brought us freeze drying in bulk. So go ahead and start sharing your thoughts on this video. And I'm going to grab a sip of coffee here. Oh, Martha, I'm sure that she would appreciate that was one of your favorite videos of the collaboration. Charisse likes to store foods individually over meals as well. I appreciate her comparing dehydrating to freeze drying to canned. You know what? That's a good point too. That was really true because like me, I like doing all forms of food preservation and they're all going to be unique to your own taste buds and your family. Okay, Troll is back. Here we go. Okay, you found out the hard way with peaches. Do it once and learn. Well, sometimes you don't even know what's going on. There we go. Took care of that. Sorry about that, guys. There was a troll in the house and we just have to whack it. It was interesting how she thought to make the most of what she had and multiple small packages. Yeah, I know. For sure. I agree. That same mindset here. I had to hide my stuff from my husband. Thank you, Charisse. Should be taken care of. Yeah, the tomatoes and onions were great. Okay, so now we're moving on to Michelle's Large Family Living, where she freeze dries in bulk. She gets garden surplus. So that was what we were just talking about. Who said that? Oh my. Here we go. No, Thrifty Monkey, that was me. And we'll get to that video in just a minute. I think she actually liked those. The tomato, there we go. This is the comment I was looking for. She took the tomatoes and onions that were from her garden and she had them frozen and didn't have time to get to them to do anything with them. And so she freeze dried them to show us how you can take your garden surplus, whether it's in the moment of the garden or if you don't have time or room, you're processing all these ways. You can only do so many at once. You can put it in the freezer and get to it later when you did. So I really appreciated that. She also goes to discount food stores and she talked about how, you get a really good deal on something and you want to buy in bulk and get the best price you can. Because, when we're preserving, what we're doing here, guys, is we're locking in those prices. So if you get chicken on sale and you've got a lot to work through and you've got a freeze dryer, you've got a canner, you've got whatever, your freezer, you're going to find all different ways to preserve it because you got that chicken on sale for, let's say 99 cents. And then you go to the store next week and it's, $2.97 or whatever, these are just numbers, guys. And just think about the savings that you have. And, anyway, so yeah, I love that. And then she also talked about something called Ruby's Pantry. I don't know that you are familiar with that or not, but what it is it's kind of like a food pantry, but not exactly. I need to get in here and get a mod in here. If I could get a mod here, guys, need some help. Serious. Okay. So sorry about that, guys. She pays money for like a share and then she gets random food. She doesn't know what she's going to get. And so she talked about how she gets these little things of milk and buttermilk and stuff. But instead of not knowing what to do with them or trying to freeze them in these square blocks and then only need a tablespoon or two at a time, like buttermilk, you don't always use that much in a recipe. She freeze dries it. So I thought that was super, super awesome. Yes. Okay, let's see. I had to take care of. Let's get these comments. Great way to use your freeze dry to process overproduction and super deals. Yep. Oh, Miss Ellie promised my granddaughter that was willing to you're going to freeze dry for her, basically. Are you the one? This might have been somebody else, actually, that told me that somebody has eggs and or chickens and they're going to get eggs and the payoff will be, she gets to keep some of the eggs and then the person who has the chickens gets to have some of the freeze-dried eggs too. So it was like a share. I thought that was super awesome. Yes, for sure, Thrifty Monkey. So much at the end of the season to overwhelm. This would help with that. For sure, for sure. This is one thing. Oh, Renee, thank you. Gizmo is really on it. I've blocked 3 versions. Nasty, man. So please help. Thank you. 99-cent chicken in the fridge now. Oh, here, I need to bring it up. I got to remember to do that. I'm 99-cent chicken in the fridge now, but that will be pressure canned legs and thighs with bones. Hey, Carol, I'm sure you know that. I have a pressure canning video on legs, and I think our Renee that just came in with the wrench, I think she has one on thighs. So if you need some help with that, we have an abundance of volunteer tomatoes from scraps in the garden. Could not use them all. Love our freeze-dried tomatoes, powder, and sauces freeze-dried. That is awesome to hear. Yes, for sure, Miss Ellie. Oh, hey, very cool. Yes, I love this. Sonia says Sonia, sorry if I said it wrong. We have a gleaners group that distributes store surplus and self-picking during the summer. That is awesome. I absolutely love that. So it's no waste, it's something that was just going to lay on the ground anyway, and you guys are able to go in and get it. And what a great way to be able to preserve it is to freeze dry or whatever. Alfonso is wondering about what it would be like to be without chicken and eggs. I don't know that that'll happen, Alfonso. Renee, we got a gizmo. Thank you, Sharice. Sharice, I need to have you be on it here. I think I got it. I apologize, guys, but I just, people are going to be people. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. Faith. I love having seasonal food all year round. Absolutely. Because when you freeze dry it, it is so fresh. I mean, strawberries canned. I'm sorry. I don't like them. I don't like my soggy strawberries. I like fresh ones. But frozen would probably be really good too for that purpose. Okay. We're getting there. We've only got about 15 minutes left. Let's move on to the next video. And that was Mountain Grandma. And okay, I just have to give her big props. I just have to say huge thank you to Mountain Grandma, because Nightfall did not put out a video this month also. And Mountain Grandma came in and she had contacted me and said, hey, if you have a spot open, I'd love to join in. And I try to only have one non-freeze dryer video each week, but there was a week I didn't have one. So you got a bonus. You got Renee's, and then you also got Mountain Grandma's. And I really thought that was super cool. Oh, Natalie, thank you. She's jumping in already. I appreciate it. I want you guys all jump in and tell me what your takes were from her video. But I did want to, I did want to, yes. Thank you. All right, so go ahead and start in on the comments with this video. And I think I've got some comments that I need to address before I give my opinion, and this will give you guys a minute to put your opinions in. Emily says, would a small freeze dryer be worth the investment when there are only 2 of us in the house, an empty nester? Okay, Emily, I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. This is an individual choice, and you have to weigh out the pros and cons. For me, I mean, I don't know what your goals are and what you want out of it. For me, I wanted it mostly because I have eggs and milk in surplus, and dehydrating wasn't an option I liked. Canning, those things are not safe, and freezing didn't give me the result I wanted. And so that was the biggest reason I bought one. I chose the medium because I've always been told, you wish you would have gone bigger. But I do know there are some people in this collab, that have smalls, and they were very happy with it. Are you a gardener? How would you use it? It could run all the time or only run a few times a year. It's an answer I can't give you. I want to tell you yes, but I'm not going to tell you yes. And then you come back and tell me I only used the thing 3 times and I'm so mad at you. So you need to make yourself a pro and con list. Go back and watch all these videos and think, is that something I would enjoy? Is that something I would do? For me, one of the things I talked about, I think in the very first Saturday sit-in chat, was that I'm getting older and things are getting heavier, and storing freeze-dried foods on a taller shelf is much easier than canned foods. And so I'm thinking about my future and those kind of things, not just in the now moment. So I can't answer that for you, but I would suggest maybe looking at some of the things that you saw this month and evaluating whether or not that is something that you would enjoy. I want to tell you yes, but I'm not going to answer that fully. Thanks, Sonia. I'm trying. Okay, let's move into Mountain Grandma. She put entire meals together, which is so easy. Quick meals for kids or camping, etc. Charisse loves making freeze-dried meals for friends. That's another good thing about when you have it. It's not just for you either. I know a lot of people like to take homemade meals, your favorite meatloaf recipe. And when you freeze dry it, it stays good for a long time. And so it could easily be mailed. You could not mail your favorite meatloaf to anyone, even if you froze it and put it in the dry ice and all that. It's just heavy and more expensive, and it's super cool to be able to share. Here we go. Quick Meals gave me some great ideas. I love how she put everything together in jars like I do for work. I have some new recipes to try. Awesome. See, that's what Michelle always liked to do, was to... I saw that. Thank you. She would make soups and things to take to work. Okay, the packaging, the jars. Okay, here we go. Here's a good answer for you. Carol says, I'm by myself, but also freeze drying items for my sisters and their families as well as friends. Thank you for the evil eye. We need the evil. Oh, I think I may have seen. Okay. I don't know how. I keep deleting and removing comments. I'm doing my best, y'all. I'm doing my best. You're an empty nester, but you want to supply for your family. I know. See, as a grandma, that's what I'm thinking too. I love that I can make treats and special fun stuff. Oh, here, I love this. Thrifty Monkey said my son moved to Texas and it's not feasible to ship his favorite canned items. Mylar packages would be awesome. Exactly. Okay, so my 3 things off of Mountain Grandma's was the kits. Everybody was asking for kits. Are you going to do meals in jars? Boom. She did it. She did it. Non-freeze dried items too. So like if you look in the jar there, that pasta has not been cooked yet. Now, if you have a freeze dryer, absolutely, you can freeze dry your pasta and have it ready to go. But someone else was mentioning it earlier. I'm not going to be able to scroll back up and find it, but the seasoning kits, I thought that was neat too. She also talked about how, oh, here it is. I liked that she talked about how the recipe said it suggests this particular seasoning, but she's like, but I'm going to use this one. This is what we like. So that's the best thing about putting these kits together yourself, right? Is that you're going to be able to cater it to what you like. So I thought that was really neat to be able to put together your own seasoning packets, and you could keep them separate. So just like when you cook a meal, you would add them when you want to add them. So I thought that was smart, because when I've always done it, I've kind of always done it together. So that was good. Alfonso. Oh, you're the sweetest. I don't think I said this. Oh, I liked that Mountain Grandma used smaller packets for some of the ingredients to make the cooking easier. Yes. I buy double of things when I shop, like fresh and frozen vegetables, canned foods, etc. One for now, one for the pantry and preserving. It helps to keep up. Yes, for sure. Oh, here we go. Here's a good question. Can you freeze dry ravioli? Not sure since meat is in the noodle. So ravioli is just a stuffed pasta and it'll have meat or cheese or whatever. Yes, you sure can. But my suggestion to you, just like we'll talk about in just a second on my video, like my last video, is to cut it. That way the freeze dryer can do its thing and pull out the moisture from the middle of that ravioli. So not a whole ravioli, unless you get those really tiny, tiny ones. I have seen those store-bought, but my homemade ravioli are huge. So I would say it depends on what size of ravioli and how stuffed they are. And then let's see.
Well, hey
All
there,
right, here we go. It's me. I had I did go ahead on the first day and put out a video, the last day put out a video, and then in the middle I was able to do the one for someone who could not get their video up, and we can talk about that tonight. But my last video was about the 5 things that I did and don't really like freeze-dried, because we all kind of have our own taste and our own experiences. So y'all start making comments on my video and what you took from it and what you, anyone else just see Angela spinning? Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry. Yes, please answer so that I know whether or not we're having internet issues on my end. Okay. Thanks, Renee. I appreciate that. All right. While you talk about my video, I'm going to answer a few questions. I'm sure if someone got a freeze dryer and you decided to get rid of it, there would be someone to buy it from you. Oh, Cookie, I'm sure. But I've only known a couple of people who did that. And it was basically because life changed for them and they decided to do traveling. And so they sold pretty much everything they had, and having a freeze dryer in, the back of your truck doesn't work when you're, pretty much tent camping everywhere to see the world or whatever. So it would be situational, but yeah. Stephanie Lynn says, Miss L. John in Bibs does many videos, not on this collab, I know, but does many pastas and how he found to cook it best about 5-minute rehydrate. Awesome. Thank you. I do like watching John and Bibs myself. I've yet to get him to join the collab though, but I understand. Okay. Carol says, I always love to see what works and what doesn't. Yes, we're all different, but we need to hear other perspectives. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Bye-bye. Renee, are you able to whack the troll, or am I just seeing it before you, or is there more that I'm not seeing that you're taking care of? We've just got a few minutes left, guys. Renee's actually going to be on, I think, with us tonight, so I hate to take up her time. I liked all of the valuable experience that you packed in. Sorry, I got confused that it was you. Oh, no worries. I'm glad that you experiment and share your honest opinions on what does and does not work for you personally. I appreciate that. If you watch me and all my other videos, I do a lot. Bring you along and show you the honest what happens. And I'm glad that you guys. Oh, Raina. Oh, no. Well, if you're close to Raina, she sounds like she's selling hers because life is changing, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, you've been whacking and reporting. We are on it today. No, they're feeling frisky. Thank you, Renee, for all you're doing. I really appreciate you. Renee's one of my best friends. If y'all didn't follow the channel, if you follow the channel, you know. Your not likes were very helpful, especially the celery. I didn't care for it dehydrated either. Your tip about powdering it and making celery was genius. I'm glad that you liked that. Oh, good. Tamara is good on her end. I can imagine freeze drying a selection to take on my travels. Absolutely. The best takeaway from all these videos was the knowledge of freeze drying, dehydrating, and some canning. What works for others and tricks to store and rehydrate. Awesome. Yeah, so I did, and I wasn't a fan. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it's not the texture I was liking, honestly. Hello. I love whether it works or not works, just honest truth. Yeah, and there are some people that some people that liked it and didn't like. So we'll talk about that just real quick. I didn't write down my 3 takes off my own video this time, but so the tomatoes, there were some people in the collab who liked them and some who didn't. If you notice, Michelle's were homegrown tomatoes. Mine were actually store-bought. That could make a difference. Sometimes they're picked differently. They're picked a little green maybe from the store, and the ones that you get off the vine could do differently. Someone else had suggested to me to blanch my celery and a little baking soda, I think it was, in my comment section. So I'm going to try that. Someone else said with the peppers to do them in a smaller dice, which I had already thought I probably would do. And again, they were store-bought peppers and not homegrown peppers. So the skins will be thinner in a homemade pepper. So homegrown pepper. So yeah, that's my take from that. I wondered, no, I had not blanched them, the celery first. Actually, I had got them and just shoved it straight in the freezer. So I really, think that could make a difference too. Okay. Oh, here we go. Renee says I do that to my purchased freeze-dried celery. What do you do to your purchased freeze-dried celery? Because I think you and I have talked about that you're not a huge fan of just eating the freeze-dried celery, right? Or did I get that wrong? Okay. And then you know me, I'm going to, even if it doesn't work for me. Okay, she says that she powders it, that she doesn't like how tough and stringy the strings were compared to fresh. I agree. And something about when you freeze them, they're not as bad, but I use them like in casseroles and stuff. It's not so much soups. And if I do, they're small dice. Sophie says, pepper I buy when reduced, slice them small, then freeze. I eat like candy. And someone said, oh, here we go. Carol says, in New Mexico, the skins are thick. Tomatoes, peppers, it's a high desert heat thing. Good to know. And maybe that's where these store-bought peppers come from. Very good to know. Okay, we have reached our 1 hour mark. So I was hoping to have a special guest on here. How many do we have? We have 42 in the chat. So there may be at least 1 or 2 of you who would like to go in for this drawing. We're going to have a quick little, is this where I'm at? Yeah. We're going to have a quick little video. Present. Share. I'm going to make sure I can see what's going on. Okay, so the video this week that didn't get posted was by Freeze Dried Business. And let's see if I can make this bigger. There we go. I would like to share this 1-minute video with you all, if I can.
Introducing the Freeze Dried Summit. Join fellow freeze-drying entrepreneurs and industry leaders for 2 transformative days in beautiful Boise, Idaho. The Freeze Dried Summit will be hosted by the Freeze Dried Business YouTube channel September 22nd and 23rd. In a rapidly growing freeze-drying industry, success can often feel like a solo journey. But what if you could connect with others who share your passion and vision? Expert-led breakout sessions, latest technology demonstrations in freeze-drying, recipe innovation, packaging best practices, financial forecasting, business tax strategies, sales and marketing, and so much more. Whether you're an established business owner, aspiring entrepreneur, or industry supplier, this is your opportunity to build meaningful connections, share experiences, learn proven strategies, and build a stronger, more resilient business. Don't miss this chance to be part of something bigger.
Sorry about that. I had muted the mic so you wouldn't hear me cough, and then I lost myself. Okay, so okay. I'd hoped to get him to come on today, but I think it was too last minute to get him here. He was having technical issues, and whatever reason, he couldn't get his video up. And so I said, hey, maybe you'd like to donate. And I was going to give this away tonight, but then I decided, you know what? Those of you who have been coming to the Saturday sit and chats, you're my diehards. And so I decided that that's what we're going to give away today. So he is going to give a coupon code to one lucky person to get half off of the Freeze Dried Summit. So hopefully you can all hear me now? I will put in I'm going to share the screen here. And we're going to do hashtag SUMMIT summit. And but before I have you guys do that, I want to tell you that it is half off of a registration for the summit. So, if you really don't know that you want it or you would use it, I ask that maybe the ones who are most interested would go ahead and enter for that. So, I think it was a very generous thing and I appreciated it. And I couldn't decide if I should have it be just for, collaborators or if I would wait till tonight when I know there will be a ton of people. But I'm like, no, my Saturday sit and chat people have been the most interested in this collaboration and have learned the most. So if attending the summit would be something you would be interested in, I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and put in that hashtag so that you can maybe get half off of the registration. TYVM. I don't know what that means, Mary. Sorry. Oh, you vote for the collaborators, though. Yeah, I didn't know because I didn't know how many of the collaborators would be doing that. Oh, concealed carry. Thank you. I love being with all of you guys. I really do. And Renee, if you need to slide out at any moment, you can. I think things have calmed down just a little bit, and we're down to just another minute or so. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much for helping me out there, Seldom Seen Acres. I totally understand, Charisse, and that's why I just went ahead and said only for those who really might want to take advantage of it. So we'll just give it a little bit here and see. And then the other thought I had was, okay, this could be really fun. Because those who are serious and really would maybe like to go to this and get this, or they know someone and they want to gift it to them, like maybe you don't have a freeze dryer and you don't have interest in a business, but your cousin does. And you're like, oh, they would love this. You can gift it to your cousin, boss, friend, whatever. And so I thought less people maybe this morning. That gives all of you who are entering to have a bigger chance of winning. So it looks like we actually have 6. I was going to say, can we at least get 7 entries? Because to me, oh, hey, Low Family Adventures. Awesome. There you go. Haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're here. So I know. And traveling would be on your own. But this is just for the summit. But I will tell you that it looked like the price of the summit includes like meals and stuff. And so that was really good. I'm pretty sure it includes all of that stuff. All right. So guys, how about, yes, thank you. I was going to mention that and it kind of, I think it said it was in Idaho in the video. Did it say that in the video? I'm sorry if it didn't. It is, I'm pretty sure Boise, Idaho is what he said. And yeah, right now tickets are $300. So or if you don't go to the early bird's almost $200. There'll be $300 after the early bird special is over. So look at it as a $1 to $150 prize that you're winning today. So anyway, yeah. Okay, Boise, Idaho. All right. I think everyone that's wanted to enter has entered. So let's go ahead. We've got the perfect number, 7. Let's see who's it going to be. Dun, 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 dun. It's like slowly. Deborah, congratulations. Okay, so let's, there we go. Deborah, you will need to email me at theinquisitivefarmwife@gmail.com in 48 hours time, please. Preferably just right after this live ends so that I don't get confused with tonight. And then I hope that all of you are able to come back this evening where we will be giving away some other really amazing prizes. Deborah, are you here? Have you said it? I don't think you've said anything yet. Oh, yep, she did. Where are we at? All right, yay, congratulations. So tonight I have lots of other prizes. So yes, we have our big prize, the freeze dryer. We're giving away a medium freeze dryer tonight. We're giving away a medium freeze dryer. Yes, we are. I can't believe it. It's exciting. There are more than 4,000 entries for this freeze dryer. You guys, this is awesome. This is amazing. You did it. And for those of you who are asking, yes, you entered more than once because I saw duplicate names. So some people asked, could we sign up more than once? Do we watch all the videos? Yes. So the entry said only one time, but they allowed it one time each day. So basically each video could, you could watch a video and enter, watch a video and enter. So those of you who did it, congratulations. You've got multiple entries in there. I saw them. But I also have other things that we're going to be giving away from some of the other collaborators. For those of you who watch the videos as an extra bonus, I will be choosing random videos tonight for random different prizes. And yes, just like right now, I gave away to those of you attending the live. I've got some things to give away just for being at the live. So guys, share it out. I'm getting ready I will make the event after this closes out. Look for it on my community tab or go to my lives. Give me about 5-10 minutes. I will get that set up and you can watch from YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. I will go live tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will see you all then. Yes. Good luck, everyone. I cannot wait to see who wins the rest of the prizes. Bye for now, guys.